Hello, welcome to React Native How To. Today I'll tell you how to set up your first project using Expo Managed Service. To start off, there are actually two different ways of setting up React Native project. One is React Native CLI. This is the more advanced way of setting up project, but as a starting point, it's always better to start with something more simpler, easier, and faster. And that's why today we're going to start with React Native Expo, which is very nice and very clean. All right, so let's go to expo.dev. As you can see, you'll have a lot of information what the Expo exactly is. Expo is, uh, as they say, it's ecosystem. It allows you to quickly set up your project, later on to deploy the project, your app, to the stores, to App Store, to Google Play Store, and then make any updates. It allows you to quickly run your application on a simulator and on a physical device as well. They have created a dedicated mobile app, which is called Expo Go, and it allows you to run your code straight away on your device without building the application. So this is very nice, very clean. So let's use it. How to start? Let's go to read the docs. On the left hand side you have menu, and let's go to installation. To start working with Expo, you need to have the Node.js. Please follow this link, install this, and when you have it ready, we can go to the next step, create new project. This is the command we will use to actually create a new project with Expo. I've created a folder on my desktop, and within this folder I'll create a new app. To do it, you have to run a terminal within this folder. Okay, I'll open it like that so we can see better. So we need this command to run within the folder where we want to create the application. I'll copy this. So we have npx create expo app, and this is the name of our application and name of the folder which will be created. So let's do YouTube test. It's created the initial setup, and now it's installing the packages required to run the project. Let's see what's happening. Oh, so you can see we already have the folder, we have the initial setup files, and the packages are being downloaded right now. I personally use a VS Code, really like it. It's clean, it has a lot of features. You can install many plugins to it, and then you can run the terminal directly from your editor, which is always helpful. All right, we need different things on our screen to be able to carry on. So let's see if it actually works. As you can see, after install, we need to go to our folder and then run one of those commands. So we can run with Android, iOS, or even web. The Expo actually allows us to run the application on the website, which is really nice. I'll use Android for now. I have my terminal npm run Android. As you can see, this is really fast, and the app is already running. To see if it's real, let's say hello. It updated straight away, and this is this fast refresh of when we change something. It's really great. I really love it, and I don't really get much trouble with it. But let's see what happened in here more. When I click run, I got this QR code. And what is it? You can actually scan the QR code with your phone, and then you will be able to run this application, exactly the same application, on your physical device. The Expo provides an app which is called Expo Go, and it allows you to run your app straight on your device live without compiling, without building. It's very useful, very good for testing, and I highly recommend using it on your every project. So we have our application, but what's now? Most of the apps are not just a one screen and one text on the screen. We need a navigation. We need a way to change from one screen to another and to build a whole structure of our future application. To do it, let's use a React Native navigation library. Okay, this library is available for React Native CLI and React Native Expo, and it's quite popular. I really like it. It has really a lot of features. You can read it later on. We will, of course, start with the initial setup, and in the future videos, I'll try to explore more features from this library because this is the core of most of the apps. How to navigate, how to present screens to end users. So, to start installing the navigation, we'll basically follow the instruction. First, we need to install the React Navigation main library. Okay. Let's stop the app. Installing this. What's the next step? As you can see, there are two different ways of installing this library depending if you're on an Expo managed project, so what we're doing right now, or if you're on a CLI. CLI is called Bear project as well quite often. Of course, we're on Expo. We'll copy this and follow the installation instruction. As you will see, if you're using the Bear project, so the CLI, there are more steps, more advanced steps. You'll have to open the source files of the Android and add some extra things over there. I'm sure you will be able to do it later on if you want to work with CLI. Okay, so the initial setup. You need to wrap the whole application with a navigation container. We'll copy this because we want to follow the initial instructions. So this is how it will be constructed. We have the core navigation and everything will be inside to present our screens. All right. Now we have to install another library, which is called Native Stack. And what it does, it allows us to create screens and to navigate between them one after another. The stuck navigation is the core how most of the apps and most of the projects work. In mobile applications, when you navigate from one screen to another, you're actually stacking the screens one on top of another. Why do we do that? To be able to go back to the previous screen. So basically, we are on a let's say first screen, and then we go to the next one. So the next one is put on top of the first one, which allows us to go back to the previous one. If we click back button, the top screen is being removed, and we get the previous screen to the user. We'll see that in a second. So we have our main container, and then we have to create our stack navigation. And this is very important, this element over here, stack screen. Every screen we want to have in our app, and the screen which is a stack screen, it needs to be defined here. It needs to have at least two definitions. One is a name, so we'll use that name to navigate to this specific screen, and then the component. So what do we want to render on the screen? As you can see, we have a home screen over here, and we're passing it as a component. Let's see if it works. I'll reload. All right, so that looks slightly different. Why? React Native navigation adds a native components to how mobile apps behaves when you navigate. One of the components is, for example, navbar. Over here, in many apps, we do see that. We have a title, we could have additional buttons in here, and we can hide the navbar if you want, but by default, it's being added. All right, but we still have just one screen. So what to do with it? I'll add another screen. Let's say account. To use it, I have to define this account in a stack. So I add another row. I pass this component to the component, and I added a name account. Let's change the name here so we are sure it's a different screen. But how do we navigate from home screen to account screen? We need two things. One, when we define screens in a stack, we receive in here navigation. And this navigation will be used to move from one screen to another. Of course, we need to invoke somehow this navigation. And for this scenario, we'll just use the button. Button needs a text. So let's go to account and on press function. Let's create a function. Let's see if it works. All right, you can see my button. Have a look at the console. It works. So what now? We take the navigation and we say, with this navigation, navigate to screen we want to go, which let's be account. All right, go to account, and we are in the account. As you can see, because we are in a stack, we can go back. So we can remove the current screen and reveal the previous screen. This is very easy, very intuitive. But what if we want to go to the next screen but we don't want to have a back button. Of course, React Native navigation had all of that covered, and one of the additional functions is replace. Replace basically replaces current screen with the new one. So let's see how it works. All right, so I can't really go back because the screen was replaced. So I think that gives a general overview how the navigation works. I think that's useful, and I would like to make another video and show you how to split your code to the dedicated files, so you don't have everything in app.js. So it's easier to look into it, to navigate. So if you would like to see that video, please hit subscribe, like the video, and hopefully see you soon. Thanks very much. Bye.